All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Overshot, a Paintball podcast. We're super happy you're joining us on this holiday season. We got to wish everyone a happy holidays with this one. But before we get rolling with our awesome guests, I've got to tell you, of course, about Dyzana Sportsman. They make the SF joggers. They make the Grind Air gloves. Great holiday gift for everybody. Right now, they also have a ton of soft goods, t-shirts, long sleeve hoodies, all that stuff. So when you go to DyzanaSports.com, use code OVERSHOT when you check out, and you'll get 10% off your whole order. And we have another sponsor for this episode. That is Volcano. They make the sweet new backpacks. If you follow Nick Sloviak, he's always rocking his. They're really perfect, especially for up here with us, all three of us in the Northeast. It just snowed a bunch. You don't want to be dragging your gear bag through the snowman. This thing is perfect. You throw it on your back. It fits everything. So go to their website, which is volcanousa.com. And when you shop, use code OVERSHOT10 when you check out, and you'll receive 10% off your whole order. But now that is over, I'm super excited to talk to our guest, Harrison Frye. Man, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on, dude.
What's up? Got my holiday spirit. Got my ugly sweater on from Infamous Paintball. You want to check it out? In the holiday spirits. So
no, dude, that's fire, dude. Infamous coming out with the holiday swag.
Yeah, Christmas is in 2 days, so I was just doing some Christmas shopping, last minute stuff. And
dude, awesome.
Here we are.
Here we are, man. So we typically have to start this with, how did paintball find you, and what was your first time, and how did it hook you?
My first time with paintball was my older brothers and my neighbor. I was way too small. My older brother, being a good older brother that he was, let me run up the hill as he shot at me. He actually didn't, but he really was a good older brother because he didn't actually shoot me. He just shot at the ground, just to scare me. And that was the first interaction. And I was like, that's so cool, but I was, I don't know, 5 years old or something.
You're right. Your heart was pumping.
And and then years later, when we were old enough, me and my best friend at the time, he got a gun, then I got a gun, or whatever it was. And we just started playing in our backyard, and we built forts and bunkers in his backyard. And that first time, we were too scared to even shoot each other. We were just sticking our barrels through the hole. We didn't even hit each other. So I probably didn't get shot for first few times I ever played paintball, which
right.
No, and then it just continued from there. All my buddies started getting into it, just in my town. We'd go over to this guy's house, we'd go to that guy's house, just start playing in the woods,
so just straight in people's backyards, huh? Like no fields or nothing.
Yeah, no fields. Just we're going to Ross's house today. We're going to Mark's house tomorrow, kind of thing. And then I was just the most into it. I was just the biggest nerd about it. And by virtue watching the most videos and kind of just being on PB Nation the most out of all my buddies. And then by virtue of that, kind of just became the better player of all my friends. And then I was like, oh, I'm pretty good. This is cool. And then started showing up at the local field, meeting people there, just growing my network from there. I never had a one home field. I was kind of just, every weekend at a different field, just whoever was around, whoever, gave the invite. And
right. What was the first field that you went to, though? And what were your thoughts when you pulled up?
Actually, the first field must have been Boston Paintball in.
Oh, so good Boston. Experience.
Yeah, and it's still around. They've been around since whatever 1905 or something. No, 1995 or something. And I actually just got off the phone with Anthony, Big Anthony, the owner of Boston Paintball. So it's actually funny time. Everything comes full circle, right?
Yeah, dude. Their facility is beautiful, man.
Very beautiful. I was just, I was a little pipsqueak there, and they actually the first ever combine I was a part of. This may not have been my first time, but jumping ahead, I was the first ever combine that they ever gave. I was a part of.
That's sick.
And I remember Greg Hastings was there, and someone else. I remember Greg.
Cuba? Was Cuba there?
I don't remember who was there the first time. I remember Greg specifically because my mom was there. She brought me, right? And she's knitting. And then Greg, there's a picture of Greg and my mom. My mom's knitting at the paintball field. I think I still have it up there. And it's really funny. I just saw Greg at World Cup, and I'd never seen him since then, actually. And I was like, hey, I know you definitely don't remember this, but there's a picture of you and my mom. She's knitting at the first ever combine. He's like, yo, I know who you are, Harrison. That's so cool. And then, so I took a picture with me and him, and I sent it to my mom, and she got a kick out of it.
Dude, that's too funny.
Yeah. So yeah, first ever combine at Boston Paintball, and here I am now making I do every Wednesday night at Boston Paintball. Actually, we do a Wednesday night drill night that I host. So if you're in the area, come out for those. And we're actually going to start again this next Wednesday after Christmas. I've been traveling the past month, so they haven't been happening, but that was one of the things that Big Ant and I were discussing. And then also there's a bunch of stuff coming up in January. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about all of it.
Dude, you should be in like all the advertisement from student to teacher.
I agree. Let Anthony know. Get me on all the posters. No.
Between you and then and Tim Stetzel too, dude.
Yep.
They need to use that in their advertisements from student to pro.
I agree. Yeah, no. He's got a lot of pros he chooses from. He can pull from, but I agree. It's good to have local heroes. But yeah, so growing up near there forever, and yeah, hit me up if you want to know more about local Boston paintball stuff, because I'm sure we got a lot to talk about, and I actually don't know what I'm allowed to say live, but
So
this is what I can say. Every Wednesday night of January, and then next weekend is a Wednesday night, but it's still in December. And then we can do privates as well at in January too. It's kind of the regulations are really crazy right now. But if we get enough people there, we can categorize it as like a sports complex, and it make it a private kind of thing. So if we want to get a group out, a full team, 2 teams, we can make a private clinic or just go have a fun day, and make something happen there in the month of January. And it's actually going to be better than most years because that place is so popular in the winter that it's really hard to get field time there. So, I mean, we just pick a day, and it'll be just us the whole time, and we'll be able to do whatever we want, stay on the field.
Yeah, right. And sounds like a good way to get some spins and get
for sure. And I'm gonna be actually I'm gonna be doing the January project again this year. So Boston Paintball is gonna be an integral part of that. So I'll be there a lot, just kind of doing my thing there, and inviting some people out on different days, or kind of organizing these private days. So again, hit me up for any of that stuff, and I'll try to like kind of organize a whole group. Or it's kind of fuzzy about what it's going to be, but if you're interested, hit me up. But the January project is going to be a really cool thing. It's basically 30 days straight of paintball.
Oh, hell yeah.
From my perspective, yeah. So I'll be playing every day. If I'm not playing, because you can't play every day, you need some rest days. So those are built into it. There's rest days in which I'm still doing something paintball related, right? So I'm either watching tape, I'm stretching, doing yoga, going to the gym. And it's also, I got to drive to the field. So there's some days it just doesn't make sense, but it's basically a 30-day commitment of doing something to better my game for 2021. And it's something that I hope I can just, instill some kind of motivation for anyone. And I've done it in years past, and it's been such a great experience every time. Every time I come out, like with my eyes open, like, wow, I suck at this, or I'm really good at this, or I need to work on this.
It gives you a perspective for sure. Dude.
Really, yeah, and it's such a great opportunity to just really focus on yourself and bettering yourself for something. And it doesn't have to be paintball either. It can be, say you want to read a page every day, or you want to, do 10 push-ups a day, or just eat healthy. Maybe be vegetarian for a month, or just try different things. It's just like kind of an excuse. And I picked January because everyone's got these, New Year's resolutions. So it's really just doing it like on steroids, right? New Year's resolution on steroids. Do it for 30 days. No excuses. Don't be a pussy. Make it happen. whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And,
no, and it makes it
any
easy
goal
for
that you
people
have.
to do because like you said, it's a New Year's resolution, but like how many people are like, yeah, man, I'm gonna money to work out, and then by February they ain't fucking working out no more. Like,
yeah, January is like the #1 season for gym signups, and I mean, you know, if you've ever been to a gym in January, you know,
yeah,
it's way more crowded than in December or any other month.
exactly.
So, yeah, that January is the time for that's the golden month for gyms.
No, for sure, for sure. So, like, what was like the first? I know you were like on a bunch of different teams you were going to. What was like your first kind of like reach out towards to get on a team?
Like on a high level team, or just kind of like
Even in
whatever
general, yeah,
locals.
your first local team.
First. So my first ever tournament, my first ever team was just back with that same group of people that I first started playing with.
That's
And
actually kind of sweet. That's sweet.
yeah, and it was just, you know, 2 or 3 of the guys that were pretty good. We just joined. We made like a little 3-man team, and we went out to the NEPL,
Oh yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
New England Paintball League, which is now the New England Xball League. But so same people, Boston Paintball, were
Right.
hosting it. So that, yeah, we went out to Cape Cod to play that. If anyone remembers the Cape Cod days. And we did so bad. We were last place. We shot one person all day, and it was probably from the other field or something because we were that bad. And so we were like last place, the worst. And I remember because I was like, I don't know, 15 or something. And I remember looking at these kids who were like 12, and they were in the same division, and they were good. They were doing good. I don't think they won, but they were, you know, they were moving on and stuff, and they had like all the gear, and they were cool. They had their swag. They knew what they were doing. And I remember just looking at them and being like, man, if they're 12 and I'm 15 and they're 33, you know, I'm already 3 years older than them, and they're already that much better than me. There's no way I should just quit now. I remember thinking that thought, like, man, these kids are better than me, and they're younger than me, man. There's no way. I should just.
Oh, how the times have changed, huh?
Yeah, and what a stupid thought that was, and yeah, it's good to, you know, put stuff in perspective like that.
No, it is. Like I remember thinking the same thing. Like when I first started playing, like looking at some of the dudes, being like, "Oh my god, yo, that guys are so good." And now, like a lot of times, like, well, I'll be playing a big game and I'll like snap the fuck out of him, and I'm like, "Oh, that guy's not that good."
Yeah. Oh, the pros are over there.
Yeah. I can remember when you first start, like, dude, everyone who wears a jersey with their last names on it a pro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But let's get back to when it starts getting juicy, because I know you've had time with the Outlaws, and we were talking about this before Ricardo, but I know David Archibald. I know you played with his Avalanche team and like Eric Sanchez and stuff like that. So when did it start like getting juicy for you?
So it started getting juicy probably when I joined my first real Xball team. Oh man, there's so many stories. So I played AXBL with Boston Crisis and Cicero Storm. So again, the same Boston people, Boston paintball guys. So T2 was on the team. Anthony T2, the guy who makes the twisters, he was on my team. Anthony Vitale Jr., the son, and a bunch of local guys. So I joined that team. I was playing with them for a year. Then I guess after that, I joined Section 8. I joined Section 8.
Okay. Yeah.
So Section 8 is still a team now.
Yeah.
And we were playing Xball at the time. We were playing Foxball. Actually, the first ever Foxball we played. And we got second place that year.
Nice.
It was a league. It was a league. It wasn't a
Yeah, if you don't know how like Foxball runs, like I know, but like for our listeners that don't, it's kind of like, it's not like your typical event. Like you get like matches and set times, and it's more of like a series than a tournament.
Yeah, you're playing for the whole year rather than just one day, one tournament.
Right.
So let's fast forward. So I'm playing that. I'm playing at like actually my rule back then was play as much as I could. I would be any team that would take me on, I would play. And I had a bunch of teams that would pay for me to play. So I would just play. I remember there was a summer that I had a tournament like every weekend between NEPLs, Foxball, Connecticut, Knott's Outback, paintball, tournaments all around. I every single weekend I had tournaments. So that was a big reason I was getting good, because I was just playing every single tournament I could. And if I wasn't playing a tournament, I was practicing with whoever. I joined Team No Name, which back in the day was TNN, which we were the best team around besides the Hurricanes, the reformation of the Hurricanes, but we were still only D3, D2. And then 187, of course. 187 was the best team around. Then the Hurricanes and us.
Now, for people that are not in our area, that was kind of like the higher up in our area for a long time. Yeah,
and that was kind of hierarchy. Let's see. Then what happened? Then I got cut from that team due to some politics, and then so what happened was with Archie and how you guys how everything's kind of come full circle is, I was talking with Archie one day, and he said, "Hey, there's a tournament, this weekend. I think it was probably this weekend. It's a 7-man tournament, an NPPL, and I got this team. You can come play it." I'm like, "Okay, what's the roster?" So he shows me the roster, and I'm like, "Ooh, Eric Sanchez is on it. Ooh, okay." So the story gets better. Eric, keep listening. So I'm like, "Oh, Archie, can we pick up another?" Because I'm starting to get some local clout now. I'm playing all these tournaments. I'm playing pretty good. Right. And again, that's the secret, playing everything. Another secret was I went to every single tryout I could. Even if I had no intention of playing for this team, I would still go to the tryout because it was a good day of paintball. I would do drills. And at the end of the day, there's people evaluating me saying, "Hey, you're really good at this, but I think you need to work on this." Or, "We want you because of this. We don't want you because of this." You just get a lot of knowledge in that regard. And I just freeze. Am I good?
You're good. You're good.
So I'm signed up. So I got cut from TNN. So I'm like, screw this. I get this opportunity to go play 7-man with Archie, Dave Archibald, local hero.
Local hero in our area.
One of the first actual pros to get paid and to travel around in the New England area. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at the roster and I'm like, "Ooh, can I invite my buddy Joe Barrett?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure. Call up Joe Barrett." So I call up Joe Barrett, who's now on DMG, who's now pro with me, and everything comes full circle. It's funny. We were just in Mexico a few weeks ago, and we were talking about this story. And I'm like, "Man, do you remember when we used to suck and we were D3 dudes, and now we're playing pro? How cool is that?" He's like, "Yeah, man, it's super cool." So
Joey's been on the podcast a couple of times. His story is actually really amazing. Yeah.
Has he told this story?
No. I mean, a little bit, but not really. No, not really.
Dude, we had him on twice for 2 hours apiece, and I don't think we're anywhere near the end of his story.
He's got a lot of stories. So I called Joe B, and literally I remember the conversation to a T. He's like, "Well, I do love paintball, and I would have a ride there because my friend's driving there, and I do have a few extra $100 sitting around. Okay, I'm in." That was his logic. All right, cool. So he comes down, and the first day the first 3 games. So how it used to work back then in 7-man was you had four matches the first day, 4 games the first day, 4 games the second day, and then the third day was finals. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we play Friday, and we thought we had a good game plan. We lost the first 3 games, and we're like, "Oh my God, we suck. This is whatever." And then, and Eric Sanchez, bless his heart, the whole time we're like rolling our eyes at this kid, like, okay, well, he's just this super hyper dude, like, like, "Let me go to Snake. Let me go to Snake. Let me go." And the whole time we're like, "Oh God, go over there, go do something." And so, we think we got a good game plan, and it turns out it wasn't a good game plan. So after the 3rd game, Eric's, "Let me go to the Snake. Let me go to the Snake." We're like, "Oh God." So we're like, "All right, whatever you want to do, go to the Snake." So he goes to the Snake, and he shoots all 7 guys, and we're like, "All right, we got our game plan for tomorrow." So Eric, let's go. So then the next day comes, and we win the next 3. Eric runs to the Snake off the break every time. It's this 50. It's a big Dorito in the 50 Snake. He basically runs her off the break, shoots like 3 or 4 dudes, gets shot or gets bunkered or whatever, and then we clean up behind him. And that was the rest of the tournament.
Dude, Eric is a maniac. So I'll go a quick story about Eric. So I played a 7-man with him probably 2 years ago, and like the games are breaking out, whatever. I get shot out and someone else gets shot out. So there's 2 of us in the dead box and a couple of them. I see Eric walking out the middle. I'm like, fuck, bro, they just tied up the body count. Fuck, dude. Next thing I know, he dives into their side of the field, comes up, claps up 2 guys in the face. Best dead man walk I've ever seen in my life.
Dead man walked.
Dead man walk. I thought he was dead. I was like, fuck, dude, they just tied up the body count. I'm like, fuck, dude, come on. What the fuck? Dude, it was insane.
He's a savage.
Anyway, continue. I wanted to give a shout out to my man, Eric.
Yeah, he's my man. And so we almost didn't make it on. And in fact, the Eric story continues. So we ended up going 4-4. We lost the first 3, won the fourth one, then won the next 3, and then the last one we happened to lose. So we ended up 4-4, and we're up at the parking lot. We're like, man, we lost. Screw this. Eric calls me he's down at the thing. He's like, we moved on. I'm like, shut up, dude. I don't want your, I don't want to hear this. He's like, no, I'm serious. We moved on. I'm like, dude, don't give me that crap. He's like, come down right now. And there's free sandwiches. All right, I'm in. So I ran down. We moved on. Holy crap. And then the next day we play, and we ended up winning the tournament. And Eric, man, he ran the snake off the break every single point. Didn't get shot any points except for the last point. He got shot at the break. And then that team continued. We kept it for the next event in Las Vegas. And that event almost didn't happen. More craziness. And we ended up winning that event too. So that was really cool. That was
happen. Almost didn't happen.
Yeah, and that was Avalanche D3. And yeah, from there I'm playing for D3. We just won 2 events in a row. We're tough shit, but
right.
It's D3, whatever. And Jeremy Somm comes up to me, and I never met him. He's like, "Hey kid, what are you doing this winter?" Or he said, December 10th or something. I'm like, I don't know, I'm available. He's like, fly out to Fort Wayne. I got to try out for a pro team. I'm like, all right, sounds pretty good. So
yeah, sure, I'll try if I trade cool. My gun. Yeah,
and you're inviting me, so that's pretty cool. So I fly out there and I made the team. Is an indoor practice, and Cody Mikowski's on the team, and the first tournament of the Outlaws, which is still the current Outlaws, Trade My Gun Outlaws. First tournament, I did something stupid. I got a penalty, and then Cody's telling me I did something, and I'm saying no, I actually did. I'm still wrong, but that's not how it went down. I did it dumb like this, and he's like, no, you did it dumb like this, and I'm like, all right, fine. And then so that blew up, and I should have just shut the hell up. Big lesson for anyone listening. When someone above you or smarter than you or older than you or even younger than you is talking, just shut the heck up and listen, because you might be learning something. And when you're talking, you're not listening, you're not learning. So
no, I agree. Always let the other person talk, because if they're right, well, then listen to them. If they're wrong and they're screaming, well, they'll just making themselves look stupid. So Let them keep making themselves look stupid.
Exactly. So I get cut from that team, and then I'm bouncing around different teams, and let's see, I'm playing this winter indoor series in upstate New York in Syracuse. It's called Whips. It's at Headrush Paintball. And I kind of known some of the upstate New York guys for a while, and what happened? It was like an 8 a.m. match or something. We're playing 187. 187 was going there to get some practice going, and so I was like, somehow I was playing on 2 teams, and the one team was with some of the Jesters guys, who is now current NYX, right? So Harris Hussein, Arslan Hussein, Bo Milo, Dan Trowick, Kyle Berry. Kyle Berry's on ML Kings now. So we showed up, and we're like dressing in the pits, and it's like an 8 a.m. match, and we look around, we're like, we only got 4 guys. Crap, we're screwed. So I call up my buddies who I drove there with, who they got like a 9:30 match or something, and they're in the hotel, and I'm just blowing them up. I'm like calling every one of them till someone picks up. One of them picks up.
Come play, dude.
Yeah.
We need
Yo, come right now. We need you right now. We start in 5 minutes. Like, I'm like, just come. So they come, and we're going out for the first point with 4 guys, and they're putting their gear on like shit.
Yeah.
And and we ended up tying that match against 187. So we're like looking around like, all right, who the heck are we? We're just random dudes, and we just played pretty well against 187 with no real game plan, no coach, no nothing.
Yeah, good.
Like that's pretty cool. And none of us really had a team because the Jesters had just broken up. My team had just broken up. Their team, TNN, had just broken up. These are TNN guys,
right?
And so we went into that first PSP Dallas in semi-pro, and that was the birth of New York Extreme.
Yeah.
So, or the rebirth of New York Extreme, I should say. And we didn't call ourselves New York Extreme then. The name got
right.
changed.
Technically, you were New York Outlaws, right?
New York Outlaws, yeah. So it was a mixture of Harris, the Husseins, Bo, myself, Kyle Berry, Dan Trowick, Aaron Tress, and those are the upstate New York guys. And then the TNN guys, who was Pat Kraft, who was actually from upstate New York, but he didn't know them. Somehow I made this connection. So Pat Kraft, Greg Horostic, Josh Taylor, they call him Dreads, the scary black dude with dreads. He's the nicest dude ever, not scary.
No, Josh is great. He was on a previous episode of ours too, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the birth of New York Extreme, and
Sure.
and I played on that team for 4 years, and they say I got cut. I actually quit, but it's fine. We can go with.
What's the story? What's the story with that, man? What do you? I mean, there's been other guys that have, Joe Barry, Kyle Barry. So it seems like you guys had a lot of good names on the team and stuff like that are pretty good pros. I mean, why do you think it never worked out to have all those egos under one roof, so to speak?
Yeah, I think you just said it yourself, man. A lot of egos under one roof. Is shout out to my boy Harris Hussein. He's a very, very good friend of mine, but trying to compete trying to go after one goal, sometimes you don't see eye to eye, and he's not a guy that's gonna let hear your opinions sometimes, and he's a very strong personality. So that got to a tipping point where actually I think like 6 of us quit at the same time. Myself, Keith DeVitt, Benjamin Carroll, Greg, Frank Spinelli, and myself. So that's 6 guys.
Yeah, big exodus they had.
So we had a big exodus, and actually shout out to them because they ended up doing better without us than with us, and they went on to go have some really good finishes in semi-pro and then move up to pro. So maybe they're better off without us. So and then I actually went to the Bay State Bandits. So after 4 years on New York Extreme, went to the Bay State Bandits for a year, and then after that year, that was a crazy year. We ended up losing.
Props too for evading that question like Bill Belichick. That was amazing too.
I'm good at politics. Got any more tough questions? No, it's just strong personalities.
No, it is. We
upstate New York. You guys are from New York. I can just tell. You can just tell from your accent. Any listeners can tell it's
coffee.
Don't take no shit. Like you guys just and those guys are just.
No, like so we've talking to Joey, we've talking to Josh, like Robbie Altamora, someone who lives on Long Island. That's where we're from, so we talk to him a lot. So like we understand that Harris has a strong personality sometimes, and it does always mesh well with everybody.
Yeah, but it's really funny, like being him and I play really good together on the field. In the pits, we do not get along, and then but right outside the pits, we're like best friends. We can go hang out with each other for days on end. We usually do. Like before Vegas or like, we'll usually go there together for a few days and just get a sweet hotel, and he'll get like a sweet hotel and I'll stay in it. And
like I changed it. He'll get a sweet hotel.
He likes to ball out. So, he invites me and we always have a good time, and we're like never argument, never nothing, totally understand each other, respect each other's space, all that stuff. But as soon as we get into the pits, it's just total butting heads and no, screw you. You did this wrong. No, you did this wrong. And then, but on the field, we play really well together too. We just have this, like, we don't even need to talk to each other sometimes. We like, he knows what I'm doing and I know what he's doing. And
yeah, it's years of playing together. Like you said, you were on Outlaws for 4 years, man.
New York is so.
New York. But so you're on the Bay State Bandits, and you're killing it. And this is a little bit before you got on Thunder. So like, what led up to you getting on Thunder?
So the Bay State Bandits, I was on the Bay State Bandits for kind of the last year. It kind of just abruptly ended. There was just a lot of things that happened, and actually the cap off was our teammate Carl DeVillis actually committed suicide at the end of the year.
Oh wow!
Totally not about paintball or anything. Just his life was too much. I don't know all the answers, but I was in Thailand. It was my birthday. I was in Thailand.
Wow!
And I got a call from Sean Wyatt, like, yo man, you need to come home. And I'm like, I can't come home.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Jesus.
And
wow.
Yeah, that was a day. That was a sad day. It was actually the day after my birthday, which happened to be a really sweet day. I played a tournament in Thailand and won on my birthday, which is tough.
That's pretty
to do.
sweet.
Win a tournament on your birthday.
And win.
Yeah. So I got plenty of Asian stories too, if you want to go into that.
Yeah, I was going to say, what has been your favorite? Because I know, you're a world traveler. That's something that I've heard you preach before. All the different trips that you've been on. I know you've been going out and traveling for a while now. What has been? I know you have plenty of stories, but what has been your favorite paintball tournament / adventure? I mean, I know you just came back from the MXXL. I know you play with KTM Crossbow over in Asia as well. So, I mean, maybe just give us, I know, we could go on for hours about it, but maybe just give us one story about, how about even your most recent time in Mexico? I know you and Joe Barrett were down there.
Yeah, sure. I'll tell that. It's the MXL. MSXL, I think, is a So the Mexican Xball League, really sweet league. I've actually had more and more people hit me up recently about it, being like, hey, do you recommend it? Should we go? Like, even just Americans. Actually, my friend from Ecuador, I think he's going to bring a team. His Ecuadorian team is going to go. It's a growing league, and Arturo Andrade from Dynasty runs it and does a really good job. And I've been playing there for 5 years now. So I know, and so I got that's a whole nother family of people that would I've just have a lot of good relationships with them and a lot of good times with them and a lot of good other stories I could tell. we could be doing this for hours. So the last story, I'm with Joey B, Joe Barrett. Usually before every Mexican event, anyone that I know is kind of going and is probably going to stay before or stay after. We're talking like, hey, are you going to stay before? Do you have any time? Like, oh, let's go check out this place or whatever. Hey, I got 3 days before. Let's go. So me and Joe were talking and he's like, oh, I can go before. I'm like, all right, cool. Me too. Let's fly to Puerto Vallarta. So I was at a clinic in Mexico for 2 weeks before. My new team down there is Team Rangers from Matamoros. It's right across the border of Texas. So I actually fly into Texas, the last city in Texas, Brownsville, and then walk across the border, and then they pick me up and take me to the field. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And so I was there for 2 weeks in a row doing clinics, and it's a really good team. You're gonna hear more and more about them, Team Rangers. So I fly from there to Puerto Vallarta and meet with Joey B. And one of my team owners, he's somehow has some hookup with some all-inclusive hotel down there.
Nice.
And he's like, yeah, go here. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, sounds
'Cause
good to me,
we were just gonna stay whatever in the city, and so we show up at this all-inclusive hotel, and we're balling out, free food, free drinks, everything you want. Da, da, da. So we're doing our thing. We're there for like 4 days, and one of the days was my birthday. So we're like, all right, we gotta do something cool.
Yeah.
So I have my dive master license. So
Oh, nice.
No, sorry, not dive master. Sorry. I have my advanced open water diving course. So it's like it's basically the next level up. So
Right.
you can go as a regular diver and just as a exploratory diver, and then you can get your license. And then you get your advanced license. So I have my advanced license. From there, you can go on to get your dive master or dive instructor or rescue diver, different stuff.
No, but for someone like you, it's perfect. Do you travel so much now? You can like just fucking enjoy that time so much more.
Yeah, and anyone that likes diving and has their their open water, I really recommend getting your advanced open water because you just learn so much more. And it's kind of like when you say I have my advanced open water, if you're going to just be a rec and have recreational diver and have fun, when you say you have your advanced open water, it just brings that more like, okay, well, he's not going to be like kicking the sand and like he's not going to suck. He's going to be pretty good. We're going to put him with the advanced guys, and you're just going to have a way better time.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
you walk into the start box with his barrel condom on.
Right. It's not like that. Yeah, or like skiing with the dude that's pizza and down the hallway.
Right.
It's just a much better license to have, and I learned a lot taking the courses. So me and Joe go scuba diving for my birthday, and he's never done it before, and he did really good. And I was impressed with him. We saw a big turtle, saw a bunch of moray eels, like those big snake things that
the big ones, right? Yeah.
keep their mouths open. Saw a bunch of pufferfish. Like I've never seen this many pufferfish in my life. Big pufferfish, different kinds, boxfish, pufferfish. The dudes that blow up when they're scared.
Yeah. Bro, I love that shit. I've been to the Caribbean a bunch of times. I love experiencing all like the wildlife and stuff.
Yeah. Saw a bunch of cool fish. And then so we told them like, hey, we want to go for an adventure after. So they dropped us off. Like if our all inclusive is here, we went scuba diving out here, and then they dropped us off out here.
A little further.
And we planned for it. All we had was our, like some money and our shoes, basically. So
that's all you need, brother.
So, and we just walked pretty much all the way back, and then took a little bus. So I'm like, yeah, drop us off up there. They dropped off. They went back, and we did like a crazy beach walk, like beach/rocks, and we just, cruise around the whole for miles and miles and just walk back. It was a really cool day. Yeah, that's like one of my favorite things to do is kind of explore islands and coastlines on the beaches. It's really cool, really rewarding.
Dude, I just love going and like doing stuff that's like involved with like paintball or like whatever. Like we talk about all the time, I guess, while those peeing, but like I'm at the age where like I remember like the first time I went to California and played UWL, like I took extra days. It was the first time I was ever in California. Like that's the kind of stuff I want to do, like we talk about like because Ecuador runs those UWLs and like all these kind of like those are the places, things I want to do. So I want to see parts of the world too.
For sure, and you're usually with some of your homies, so it's like it makes it that much better. Yeah, always try to book an extra day or two if you can, and take that time. That's kind of the one thing that you can't buy, right? Is time. I've said this like several times in my life, but I've quit my job 5 times in my life. Quit 5 different jobs, and every single time it's been the best decision in my life. It's not mathematically possible, but it's true. And,
man, the stories are what matter. The stories are what matter.
It gives me all the time. Yeah, I lost money, but gained so much experience in life because of it.
Perfect. So, how did Thunder come up? Because I love Corey. I've been trying to get Corey on the show. He's like, oh, I'm so busy. I'm like, oh, I get it, dude, but I fucking would love to get to talk to you. But how did you get introduced to the whole Thunder camp? Did Greg go with you, or was that separate?
Greg was the next year. I actually was a big advocate of bringing Greg over. Greg Horostic. Keep hitting Corey up. I know he's busy right now, but I think that might change in a few months from now.
He didn't say no. He just said he's like, I got a lot going on.
Yeah, he's had some stuff going on. So I had known a few players on Thunder. This is actually a pretty good story. And that year it was 4 years ago. So 2016, they were the worst. Is that 2016? Yeah, they were the worst team in the league, in the pro league. And this was when the pros were 16. There were 16 pro teams, right? Not 20.
Right.
So they were the worst. So they were last place, 16th place. And I had kind of been talking to Corey a little bit, or talking to some of the those guys, and they kind of saw my energy. They felt my vibes. They thought I was cool.
Mhm.
And at this point, I was just trying to play on any pro team. I didn't care. I was
Right.
actually, this was the last year of the Bandits. I was actually gonna not play semi-pro the next year. Like, even if the best semi-pro team hit me up, I was gonna say no, and I was just gonna like literally show up at every pro practice I could go to, and just be there with my gun ready to go play 1 point, and just be
Yeah.
annoying, just being annoying, and just be there. And that was my plan. I was done with semi-pro. I was like, it's been
Yeah.
5 years, it's been 6 years of semi-pro. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, just refuse to play semi-pro and just force my way into. That was my game plan.
Dude, sometimes what you got to do.
Yeah, so that winter, I went and played an Asia event, and usually when I play the Asia events, actually always when I play, usually every year, I go there, I play the event, maybe 2 or 3 of them in a row. Usually is how they go. Usually it goes Australia, then 2 Asia events.
Right.
If you guys
You-
haven't been to Asia, it's like, that's the coolest place on earth, in my opinion. Southeastern Asia,
It's on my list.
Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, that area of the world is amazing. So
Baby steps. Right now, my list is next year. I want to try and make it to the European Woodsball World Cup. I think I'm
That's
saying
fun.
that right. That's what my goal is for next year.
yeah, those are fun. Is that in England?
I think it's in London. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be in
Yeah.
England.
So usually what I do is I play the tournament, and then I have my all my paintball stuff in my gear, and I leave it with someone in Thailand or whatever country I'm in. I have a bunch of friends there, and I'm just like, yo, can I leave my stuff at your house? You don't have to wash it. Just put it in the corner. I'll be back for it in a month. So they're like, yeah, sure. Boom. So then I just got my backpack, and I'm cruising for a month. So I'm cruising. I was in Bali actually with my girl. And so we're cruising on the bike, on the moto, and we're cruising all around Bali. We took I think like 2 weeks, and actually met up with
Dude,
Oliver.
that's so sick. How was that time? That had to be fucking amazing.
Yeah, Bali's really cool. I met up with Oliver there. I just rented a moto and just cruised. We just and actually during this time there was there was volcanoes going off, but like it wasn't that dangerous kind of thing.
Right.
So we just showed up at the airport. We were in Thailand. We showed up at the airport, had no freaking game plan, and we're just like literally like looking at the board, and we're like, let's go there. And
that's so cool, dude. Though, what? Come on.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, what's the visa restrictions? Okay, I'm good. Let's go. And then so we cruise it. We arrive in Bali. Little did we just find out once we arrived that, oh, the volcano just went off. That's why the flights were so cheap, and that's why there was like 3 people on the flight with you. Oh, okay. Is it safe? Yeah, you're good. So everyone and this is like in the middle of December. So everyone canceled their holiday trips and everything because of this.
Yeah.
You know, they're all afraid of the volcano thing, but it was chill. We saw it kind of like puff up a few times. It's really cool. I got a picture of me with the volcano behind
That's
with
sick.
with a puff of smoke coming out. But every single hotel we went to, we were the only ones there. We would go down for breakfast, and there'd be one place set. So it was like private island. I mean, the locals were there, but you know, normally it would have been run with tourists, and this time it was just there was no tourists, there was no one, and everything was way cheaper, and it was super cool.
Dude, that's amazing.
We're cruising around the island. This is after like 2 weeks of this, and I look down, you know, to my GPS, make sure I'm going the right way. And there's a text from Corey Field, like, "Yo, what are you doing next year?" Like, all right, I'm gonna pull over and get lunch here. Hey man, what's up? Yeah. So he's like, yeah, you know, we got a spot next year, or you know, we have a spot open for you next year if you want to come out. You know, we might be playing semi-pro, we might be playing pro. Not really sure. We're obviously the last place in the league, but are you down? And I'm like, yes, I'm down. and we actually ended up getting saved by the relegation, the expansion of the league. It went from 16 to 20 teams. So if not for that, we would have been playing semi-pro that year. But we played pro, and basically the first 3 events we just did freaking terrible. Actually, let me back up. The first practice I showed up, and everyone's kind of like, yeah, we're the worst team here. That's just like the general demeanor, right? And it was true, the worst team in pro. And I remember one of the guys was saying, like, listen, our goal here is to compete this year. You know, we want to do good. And I'm like, and I'm the new guy, like new pro guy. I didn't even really know anyone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. No, fuck that. We're trying to win.
I was about to say, you're like trying to win games.
I was like, who's this guy? And I'm like, yeah, fuck you. We're not trying to like compete. We're trying to fucking win.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I'm not here for a rebuild. Let's go.
Yeah, and that kind of just set the tone for the year, and kind of was everyone like, yeah, let's, you know, like just everyone like new attitude. It was me and a few other new guys that we just built a bunch of life in the team. Myself, James Honortov, and TJ Staunton, and Patty Gleason.
Yeah,
we were the new guys that year.
Off the leash,
yeah. Check him out. Really good workouts and stuff on there. And he's doing a lot of cool. He's put out a lot of good content, and just he's a great ambassador and cool dude all around.
No, Patty's all. I was gonna say, like, you could tell that like you were kind of part of like a vigoration of like Thunder, because I really feel like when you joined the team, you kind of took them from, like you said, being that bottom feeder team to really competing. You know, like
yeah.
I mean, we'll go into your on Infamous and stuff like that now, but you could tell, like, you know, for a bottom tier team, it's very tough to really compete with the top level teams.
Yeah, I get a lot of credit for that, and it definitely was not all me. But the first 3 tournaments, the first tournament we went 0-4. Second, we went 0-4. The third tournament, this is 2017 now, so Vegas 0-4. Yeah. And then the third tournament, we went 0-3, and then we're playing our last match of the tournament. We're already out. We're playing Elevation, who was also a brand new team, or a rookie team. So, you know, I guess our easiest game of the tournament on paper. Who they actually ended up having a good year, but and we ended up beating them in overtime, and it was not pretty. It was super ugly. They ended up getting a penalty, and we won pretty much because of that. But just that one win, I remember going up to, we just lost 11 games in a row, and then we finally won one game. You know, after months of preparation.
Yeah,
and it just felt like a big weight off. Like I literally went and told Devin Stewart, who's on Heat, and I was like, dude, it just felt like we won the tournament. And he just laughed in my face and was like, dude. I'm like, you're right, but like, and, you know, he's coming from Heat where, you know, they're winning tournaments left and right, and I'm here like, we just won a game. I felt like we won the tournament. And
right, but no, it's like, you kind of tell it was the first step. That was the first step, you know.
It was huge. And then that next tournament, we ended up taking we got a new coach, Thomas Romay, who was he's just a great organizer of people. He's just an adult, right? Which is what we needed. That's half of coaching. That's actually like 90% of coaching. I always tell people is not always X's and O's. It's literally just being an adult and holding people accountable. No, you're an idiot. Don't do that. And you go here, you go here, you go here. That's 90% of coaching. The rest of 10% is massive, right? Is a big skill grab, but that part of coaching is very it's very evident when teams don't have it.
Yeah, you got to be able to manage people for sure.
Just being an adult, yeah. So we took him on as a coach, and you know, he's actually just a D3 player himself, and now he's all of a sudden coaching a pro team.
A pro coach, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's for him. He's like, whoa, and we ended up that next tournament in Chicago. It was our fourth tournament of the year. We beat Dynasty. We beat Infamous. We moved on to Sunday, and we beat NYX, my old team, in the first round of Sunday, and we lost to Ironman, who won the tournament, who got second place in the tournament. But we took 5th place, right? So we go from last to 5th place. Like, what the heck is going on here?
You made Sunday. You were a Sunday team.
Yeah, it just totally, switched and everything. And then Cup was pretty good too. And then we played that next year, had a good run, and kind of that whole time actually, Infamous was actually, I think after the second or third tournament, Infamous was talking to me. But I just couldn't leave Thunder after, half a year. They wanted me to go over in Infamous, and it just didn't feel right, and wasn't a good look as a rookie guy to jump ship halfway through my first year.
No, because I feel like you're totally right, because at the end of the day, when you're done playing, like, your respect means a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think definitely, like, a lot of the people probably respect that move by you.
Yeah, and it was so, but I gave it my all, and after 2 years, it was time, and I think everyone kind of felt it coming, and I have a lot of friends on Infamous too that I want to play with, and we made the move, and here I am today, and I'm very happy. I'm definitely not leaving anytime soon. I really like my team, and it's a very good time to be on Infamous. We got so much cool stuff, so many cool products, and
you guys come up with new products every day. The Infamous line, man.
It's so cool. It's so cool to be a part of. Get a care package of just new stuff that no one has. Like, oh, yeah, check this out. Don't post this. I got prototypes of different things that I'm not allowed to show. And it's cool. It's very cool to be a part of. And just just the hype and the fans and just the teammates and the people on the team are really, really cool. Like, I've learned so much from my teammates. Just from being around them and practicing with them, and we get to play 10-man together too, which is huge. It builds a lot of camaraderie playing 10-man and then Xball. It's like, it kind of feels like the old school.
Better than GZ Gold, dude. Better
GZ Gold. I'm going back to GZ Gold. You mark my words. I talk to Will all the time, and he's like, "Hey, can you play this event? Can you play this event?" We got a chat going, so I'll be playing with GZ again.
I was gonna say, don't say that too loud. Will's a fan of the show, man. Listen to this.
Oh, he knows. Obviously, like, nothing that conflicts with Infamous and stuff there. But no, I'll be playing again with GZ.
No, I'll never forget, because like, I play on the amateur team. I play on Steve's team, and when you left, he knows, like, I follow Xball and stuff like that. I was like, bro, you wouldn't tell me that Harrison was leaving? Did you know? He's like, bro, he wouldn't tell me. I was like, dude, come on, bro.
Yeah. No, Will and Archie, and they put me under their wing with the 10-man stuff. Was that 2 years ago or 3 years ago? Yeah. And I just showed up, like, my first ever 10-man was with them, and I had no idea what was going on. Like, I'm just showing up. They're like, "Here's a mechanical gun. Like, how do I use this thing?" Like, and like, all right, look, there's a stick pile. Go over there. Like, what? You want to play that thing? Like, So they taught me everything. From day one.
I remember meeting you. They didn't even give you guys jerseys. You just had T-shirts, man.
Yeah, I still got mine. That's a wall hanger. That's not going anywhere. No one tried to ask me for that one. And yeah, so they taught me a whole lot, and I owe them a lot for the 10-man stuff. And we had a great run with GZ at ICC last year. We got what did we get?
You guys got
third or fifth or something. Yeah, it was a good tournament, and there was so many teams there. So
one of them, you were in the finals and you got fucked. The one time in Florida. What fucking time was that? God, everything blends together.
Was that where you were standing on top of the tank?
Yeah, that was a good tournament.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think we got second or third.
My brain is mush. Damn it.
At ICPL. With GZ.
Which one was that,
third,
though? Was that last year? Was it 2 years ago?
Fuck, 2 years ago.
Remember, 2 years, right?
Do you hear about the tank story? So we beat, I think it was, I didn't even know who we were playing. Again, I just showed up to these tournaments. I didn't know. This is a totally new scene for me.
Yeah, I was there at the time in Florida. I remember you guys won. Didn't you like win the first game? And this was the second game, right?
The tank thing was in the prelims.
It was Master Blasters, dude, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Master Blasters, yeah.
So I didn't even care who we were playing. I just wanted to stand on the tank after we won a game on that field, just because it was cool. But they took it so personally, like, you're standing on the fucking tank after you beat us. So we beat them, and then I run over and climb on the tank. I'm like, oh, and I shoot the tank. And I'm just kidding around. And then after we get back to the pits, and I'm like, bending over, like cleaning my stuff or whatever, and I get pushed like this, like, yo, he's in my face, like, you're gonna fucking stand on the tank after you beat us. That's our
welcome to
fucking
10 man.
And I'm like, yo, I didn't even. Who did we just play? I literally don't know who we played. I'm just playing paintball. There's 10 dudes. I'm no disrespect. I'm just doing it for me, not for you.
There was a lot of built up.
Maybe that's more disrespect. So then, like, Will's like, he's like, he has a tank in his hand, like ready to bash. Yeah, I'm like, all right, he's got my back. And then the whole team's like up there, like, yo, don't fuck with our dude. So that was cool. It's cool.
Yeah, dude, we're always fighting up here in the Northeast. Like you said, we were talking about it before. We're a little. It happens.
Yeah, I'm a lover, man. I hug trees and stuff. I'm cool.
Yeah. Were you at the 7-man event in New Jersey when Cole chokeslammed Tommy Aguilera? I'm not sure if you were or not.
No,
I think Greg was.
Sounds like something Cole would do.
Yeah. Like I said, typical 10-man stuff. Tommy did something Cole didn't agree with, and the best description I've heard of the situation was the ref described it as the big fat dude had the skinny dude's neck, and I'm assuming the big fat dude was Cole and the little skinny dude was Tommy.
Were they on the same team?
Yeah, they were on the same team.
Oh, that's even worse.
10 man, bro. Welcome to 10 man.
Yeah, Cole's one of those guys. You learn early. Just when I said before, when someone's talking, shut up and listen. Especially with that dude, just
you fucking muppet.
Shut the fuck up and let him say what he's saying.
Yeah, dude.
Probably 100%. Just do it too.
Exactly, do it.
We've all played with him. I've been yelled at him as well. So
yeah, but he's usually right. So
yeah, right. Cool, man. So I know we've touched on a lot, but the other thing is I know you can probably only say like a few things, but talk about the one-on-ones, man. I mean, we all love watching you slap the buzzers, man. What do you think of the Ultimate Shootout, man?
Ultimate Shootout was a great experience. I trained super, super hard for it. I went out to Cody Mikowski's field. I went to his house and played at what's the name of that field? Siege. The Siege Paintball in Wisconsin. Really, really awesome facility. We practiced 2 different weekends actually. We played like probably 20 matches together. Practicing with him. Some other local guys, some from the infamous semi-pro game line. Those dudes are doing good too.
Yeah. Did you have like the setup out there, or were you just like kind of drilling one-on-ones?
That's kind of the cool. That's kind of the cool
thing
with the one-on-one stuff is we just set up like cones or barrels or whatever. So it's obviously sweet to have the smoke and like the stuff, but we were just self-reffing ourselves and just. Oh, I missed the thing or I got it right. Just being honest,
right.
And because we're not there to win. We're there to get better so we can go and play this tournament and get good. But that's the great thing. Like you guys, if you're playing, just go play it. It's super fun and just set up some cones or some barrels. A really good one is just trash barrels. And go slap those and just have fun and just use half the field.
Dude, it looks fun.
Yeah, it's really really good, really good format. Really good experience. Really glad I played it and met had a lot of good times that day. And then later on, everyone went. Of course, we're all there. We all went out and started drinking and having a good time.
Yeah, right. And that's when the real fun really starts.
It was good. It was good to more. I've been very fortunate the past few years is to be hanging out with legends of the game, and it's cool to associate myself because I'm just a dude, And then hanging out with these legends is pretty cool. So.
No, dude, it is. Sometimes we're totally blessed. Like I feel like that when I'm like bumping elbows and Rosie's trying to like tell me like a game plan. I'm like, dude, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like so crazy.
Yeah, especially from those guys too. All the GZ guys they're OG. They're triple OG.
Yeah. No, like when I got to play in front of Mooner, I was like, oh, this is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking sweet. But the one thing I definitely need to touch on before, and you might have even know more, but I mean, you guys just picked up Ryan Hall. So what are your thoughts on picking him up for the upcoming season?
Yeah, Ryan and I have been friends for a while. And I didn't even know I got this. Actually, I was talking to Corey Field the other day, and he's like, yo, you guys picked up Ryan? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. How do you know? I don't know. So I had to check Instagram, and there he is. but no, so it was a surprise to me, and he's a great
Mhm.
dude, great player. And we'll probably have some adventures after some. He likes to go hiking and exploring the world. So I know he's a fellow fun lover. So we'll probably do some cool adventures after one of these tournaments or something this year. So I'm excited about that too. He's a good dude and a
Cool.
great
So
player.
is he going to be a part of the ICPL line too? Like, is everyone on the Xball like almost mandatory? You have to play 10-man.
It's not mandatory. It's kind of, if your schedule allows it.
Mhm.
I don't know. I haven't heard the talks on that yet. So
Cool, man. Cool. So, I guess one of the last things I definitely got to ask is, dude, why'd you cut your hair, man? Burning questions. I know the tough ones.
the hair, it was just time, man. It was a year and a half, 2 years of having super long hair. Every time I take a shower, I need like 10 minutes after to comb it and dry it and comb it and dry it. And
Yeah, bro. I got you,
you
dog.
know, you know. I think the man mud could be back someday, but and then some people were copying my style. So not you, like on the pro field, specifically Jacob Edwards. So I said, you know what, Jake, you can just have it. How about that?
You could just own it. You could just own it,
Yeah,
dude.
just give it to him. No, I'm kidding. So it was just time. It was time.
Yeah.
It'll be back maybe. I just got a Mexican haircut. I actually think it's really bad, but it's all right.
Nah, man, I just wanted to have a little fun at the end of this podcast. And my last little fun is, who's the true avocado king, man? Is it you or Joey? Who's the king?
We'd like to split the kingdom. So
You
we're
share the kingdom?
co-kings. We're co-kings. Yeah.
Co-kings.
He's actually he's a more of a true diehard avocado king than I am. I'm more of a I love avocados too, but he's like his blood is green. Like he's got avocado in his blood.
Nah,
For sure.
dude's got avocado boxers. Dude's all in.
I sent him those actually.
Really?
I saw him at the store for like $2, and I was like, I'm buying these for Joe. And then I'm like, Joe, what's your address? Send it to him.
The best $2 you ever spent, dude.
And he was so pumped. He called me. He's like, oh my god.
Dude, too funny. So this is typically when I gotta let everyone like plug their sponsors, but I mean, I guess everyone could just go to infamouspaintball.com, right?
Yeah, Infamous Paintball. My mom. No. No, Infamous
Send my
Paintball.
mom all the thanks.
No, Infamous Paintball. Seriously, super cool stuff coming out. I can't even talk about all the stuff, but it's awesome. It's awesome stuff. Check out the website. Check out any of our social medias.
Don't got anything for us.
I don't want to get in trouble, man. I'm a soldier.
You can't blame a girl for trying. We're trying over here.
Yeah, hey. No, seriously, so much cool stuff on the site. Obviously Nike Paintball, Push Paintball, Planet Eclipse. What else? Virtue. We got Virtue Spires, Bunker Kings.
What paint do you shoot?
Oh, Pro Sharp Paintball. Sweet paint.
Boom.
Hopefully I'm not forgetting anyone else. Also, I actually just recently decided I'm starting a YouTube channel here.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
is it up yet?
It's not up yet. I literally just downloaded the one of the programs to edit videos. I know nothing about it. It's gonna probably suck for a while. The first few videos are probably not gonna be that sweet, but I'm gonna hack it out and make it good. I've been just taking more content horizontally rather than vertically, because when you're doing Instagram, you're doing this, right? But when you're doing video, you're doing this.
Doing that.
Maybe I'll get a super dope camera. Who knows?
Yeah,
but yeah,
dude,
I just
when you get it up, send it over to us, and we'll make sure we're added to the show notes.
Yeah,
when we get it up.
please blast it out. Anyone, please blast it out. I'm starting from scratch here and trying to make it happen.
No, dude,
I just figured
great. You're a great follow on the internet, so like I'm sure your YouTube channel is just going to be that times a million.
Yeah, thank you. I just kind of realized how much I've screwed up the past 4 years, and all the content I could have had. I've had on my Instagram, but that's fleeting, right? It's stories and it's and it's pictures, but all the kind of the real raw stuff that I could have been taking with a video camera and then editing and putting on YouTube is it's kind of a tragedy that I haven't been doing that. But I've had so much. I mean, I've saved all the stories that I've made, but they just don't look the same on YouTube. But from now on, there'll be more content
More trips to plan then, dude. You know, we'll
I
just
know I got to do it all again. You're right. I got to go.
Just do it all again.
Screw it. I'll just travel the world. Last year I was home for 12 weeks out of the year, so I gotta beat that.
Dude,
Make
that's
it 11 weeks. Yeah. Or 10 weeks,
anything else you need to plug? Like, you got any more clinics or anything like that going on? You need to plug or anything? I know you said you have a lot of stuff going on in January that you really can't talk about, but anything else, man?
Most of my clinics are private, so I'm always open to starting something like that. I really like private clinics. They're just kind of, you get a lot more done than open clinics. I do like open clinics too, but it's really nice when there's a team goal in mind.
No, right. It's
and
easier
then
those one-on-ones to focus on individual players for them to get
not
better.
not only private one-on-one. I mean private team stuff. Team clinics.
That's what I'm saying too. It's just like
Yeah.
even better. You can give like each player more specific instruction. You know,
And everyone's on the same level. So
right.
that stuff. And what else? And then just January, like I said, I'm going to be around Boston, able to do private clinics or team clinics. And then they'll be every Wednesday night. We'll be having
Hell yeah, man.
a night drill night is very, very cool. Very cool situation. We got like 15 guys, sometimes 20 guys coming out and just hacking it out, just killing each other. It's great. And then learning
Bloody
stuff.
knuckles, baby. Welcome to the Northeast.
It's good. And yeah, hit me up.
Yeah, man. Follow the YouTubers. You can see it right underneath his name. If not, if you're a podcast guy, definitely check out the description. We'll have where you can find Harrison at. And
Yeah.
Harris, dude, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Guys, happy holidays again. Check out all our sponsors, Dizana and Volcano for all your holiday needs. And we'll catch all you guys on the next episode. Take it easy, guys.